When the sun comes up in Tennessee, there's no telling where he'll be. Maybe on some bayou way down in Louisiana, somewhere off the Florida Keys, fishing in the deep blue sea. No walls are gonna hold him, he's an outdoor kind of man. Derrick Beeler, Derrick Beeler, outdoor.
Today on Derrick Beeler Outdoors, we are extremely privileged to be joined by Mr. Stan Hitchcock. How's it going,
brother.
Stan?
Good to see you, Derrick. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming on. And today we're out here on Norris Lake on the Union County.
One of the prettiest lakes in Tennessee.
It sure is. And we're on the Union County side, plenty of timber. We've been doing a little fishing here. And currently, I'm using the Booney spinnerbait given to us by Rocky Top Outdoors. And what you got going on over there, Stan?
I'm using, let me get it up here. Let me show you over here. That's on my rod that I actually caught some fish on. I'm using a crawdad, but it ain't a live crawdad now. I'm telling you, we ain't killing no crawdads.
Right.
That's a plastic line. But it's a good one, and it's already caught a couple of fish.
Yeah, you've got a couple on that already.
But I used it down in Chickamauga Lake week before last and caught some good fish. It's this time of the year, we're in the spring of the year, and you know, the fish have just come off bed.
Mm-hmm.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
They're starving to death, man, and we're trying to feed them.
And that's what we're trying to do.
All we're doing is playing with them. We don't hurt them. We're very gentle with them. We
Catch
catch
and
them.
release.
We're very, very gentle. Turn them loose. And people on Facebook, on my Facebook side, when I do one of my fishing things and go out and fish and show pictures of the fish I caught, and they say, "Oh boy, you're gonna have a fish fry." No, you don't eat bass.
Right.
Bass are a game fish. You catch them, treat them right, let them loose to swim and get bigger and catch them again. Play with them. It's a great sport.
It's a blast. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now, trout and northern pike and walleye and
Catfish.
crappie, eat them suckers.
Oh yes, definitely eat those guys for sure. For sure, we definitely have. My personal favorite's catfish.
Yeah.
Lake catfish or even pond caught catfish. Really like those. Let's get into your music career just a little bit.
Okay. Well, you got a long period of time talking about.
Tell us a little bit about your career in music and how things started. And
Well, I'm from the Ozark Mountains of Missouri, just outside of Springfield, Missouri, raised on a farm, and never been nowhere or done nothing until I graduated from high school. But I always played my guitar. Ever since I was 12 years old, I started playing guitar and singing on the radio and just in school functions and church, whatever. So I always sang, but everybody sang in the Ozarks or in Appalachia. I mean, in the mountain people, music is an important part of their life. All of them do it. So it wasn't anything special. I just figured, that's something you do because you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1959, I come out of the Navy in 1958. I joined the Navy out of high school. Spent 4 years in the Navy. I got out in 59 or 58, and in 59 I helped start a home for homeless boys called the Good Samaritan Boys Ranch there, just outside of Springfield, Missouri. And I went to radio stations and got them to give me some time, and I'd sit with my guitar and pick and sing a little and tell some stories, and the boys would tell stories, and people would support the ranch from that, so it was a good deal. Well, one day I'm at the ranch house in 1961. The phone rang and this man said, "Stan, this is Don Law of Columbia Records in Nashville. I'd like for you to come to town. I'd like to talk to you." Well, I thought he wanted to talk about Boys Ranch, So I come to Nashville my first time, and somebody had sent him a tape of me singing on the radio, man, just playing my guitar, corny as all get out and singing at the top of my voice, which I still tend to do. And you know, he said, I heard this and I wanted to meet you. And so we talked for a while, and he ended up writing me a check for $500 to take back for the boys' ranch, and that was a good trip. So
Yeah.
he said, as I left, he said, you'll be hearing from us soon. Okay. So I went on back to the Ozarks, and about a month later, big package came in the mail, and it was a long-term recording contract with Columbia Records. I started recording. I'd already recorded my first album in 1959. Before that, a gospel album for the Boys Ranch. So I already knew I loved being in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
They took me to Nashville in '61. I recorded my first records, and it was a chart record called Back in Baby's Arms, and it did real good for me. So I moved to Nashville in '62, jumped in with both feet, which is the only way a country boy knows how to do it, man.
Yeah.
Just give it everything you got. And I've been doing it in one form or another ever since. I got into television in 1964. I landed my own nationwide television show, the Stan Hitchcock Show. And, you know, that to me at that time in the 60s, that was better than having a hit record. Because all of a sudden you're out there, you're on television in their front room, and they're seeing you perform. It's different from a record, because I grew up in the radio age.
Right. Yeah.
But in the radio age, an artist had to tour and tour and tour until people realized that record they're hearing and that voice and that face, that putting them together as a person and coming out and buying tickets to the shows. It took a long time for a career to get going good.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Dickens and the Carl Smiths and, you know, the Bill Monroes, all those early, A-Cup, all those early ones, man, they worked every show. They worked tent shows and everything they could find. But anyway, it was, once I was on television, it changed. It changed my, I guess, my recognizable fact that people knew who you were, and they knew they attached a face on television to the sound, and all of a sudden it moved your career forward a lot.
Tremendously, yeah.
So television became very important during the 60s and 70s, and in the 80s then I helped start a cable television. Cable had come around, and I started a network called CMT, Country Music Television. I ran that. I started in '84, and I ran it until '91 when it sold. And so my wife and I moved on. We moved to Branson, Missouri, and started another television network called Americana. And we sold that one in '95, and then moved back to Nashville, moved where we live now. We got a little old farm out in Sumner County out north of Nashville. And it's an old 100-year-old house sitting up on a hill with there's a creek running right in front of it, and sycamores all along the creek, and I like it. I got a front porch I sit on, and sit out there and have my coffee in the morning. It's kind of a nice way to live, you know.
It is.
And go fishing. I love to go fishing.
We're glad to have you here on Norris Lake fishing with us today, for sure.
I do it every chance I get. But it's been a good life, a life of music. Anytime you can spend your lifetime in something you love, it's got to be a blessing. It is a blessing, and I'm very thankful for it. Thankful for the people that, you know, that have supported me all these years. That's what it amounts to.
Right.
And you're going to find out in your fishing show, your outdoor show, the people that support you, that come back and watch every week, that buy your sponsors' product and support you in that way. That's what's going to make you.
Yeah.
And you'll do good, man. I'm proud for you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, you'll do good. So, you know, I go out. I just got back from doing a college tour Princeton University. They asked me to come and speak to everybody about the origins of country music and the history as it relates to the American, just the American dream, I guess, but the lifestyle of America, really. Country music, particularly old-time country music, spoke of the lifestyle that we had. There was a fish jumped up bigger than
right here.
bigger than I am. Hold on there, boys. Keep talking.
We're going for it here.
Hey, don't stop. Just keep it going. We'll just fish while we're talking.
We'll fish while we talk. That sounds good.
Because after all, this is an outdoor show,
It is.
we are fishing. Now, I have very seldom a fish jump up and I'll throw into it and catch it. It just don't work out.
That don't happen. No, that
But you
doesn't
can't
happen.
help but try.
Yeah. Stan, we've watched you pulling a few bass today. Do you have any fishing tips for the viewers that maybe they could use in their future fishing endeavors?
Yeah, I'd like to just, we'll just run a list down here. Number one, find you a good hat. A good fisherman's got to have a good hat. That's a good hat.
Preferably one of these Midwestern Trucks hats.
or this old fishing hat that's been all over the country with me. You got to have a good hat.
Good hat, okay.
And you got to develop a taste for bologna and cheese sandwiches. You got to. I mean, that's that's a necessity. You got to learn it. If it ain't a natural thing, then you need to practice on it.
Right.
Bologna and cheese on the fishing boat is just
It's a must.
Oh, you got to have it. And you got to have lots of water too. I'll tell you, go out there without any water. But I fish all over the country. In fact, fished down in Honduras, fished up in Northwest Territory, fished out in just about every state in the Union, and taking care of your gear is so important, man. Keeping good fresh line on it. This is a Loomis rod. I like Loomis rods. This is a Fluger reel. I like the spinning type reels. They're easier. I have both. I mean, I have your big old casting reel.
Great casting.
But I use that. Of course, that's hooked onto an Alabama rig.
Yep.
And you need a big, powerful thing to pull that.
Yeah,
I tell you what, it'll pull the hernia on you just pulling that sucker in.
Yeah, it will.
But I use, I like to use a lot of plastic baits. I like frogs. I like this type of crawdad. More important, the fish like it.
Right.
It don't really matter what I like, because I ain't the one hitting it. But the fish like something that looks like something that they naturally eat.
Right.
I ain't too much on crankbaits, although I use it certain times of the year. But having good solid gear and taking care of it. This rod right here, about 25 years old. The reel's not. You'll wear a reel out a couple of 3 years if you use it very much. But a rod can last you a lifetime. And I've got rods that, I've had for 30 or 40 years and are still as good as they ever were. But I take care of them.
You got to take care of your gear.
You bet. That's what my daddy always taught me. Not just fishing gear, but everything.
Everything, yeah, exactly.
Take care of your guitars. Take care of your there was another fish jump. Excuse me, folks. Keep talking, boy. I got to try it.
He's going for another one.
After all, this is a fishing show.
This is a fishing show. Let's see what he can do here.
Well, this lake is full of fish. Got great smallmouth, got largemouth, got some big striper, man.
Oh yeah.
And I just love to catch them, son. I love to catch them. What is some of your favorite lures that you use? You say you fish a lot of trout. What do you catch your trout on?
We use on trout. We use what's called a trout magnet.
Yeah, I've used.
It's a little small, plastic maggot basically, on a lead head with a little bobber. Rooster tails. If you don't gather up too much moss in the river, rooster tails are great for trout.
You were raised on the river, man.
I was right beside it and spent my whole life fishing there.
And that's the Clinch River
the Clinch
here in
River,
East Tennessee.
East Tennessee.
In Union County. That's what we're in Union
Yeah,
County.
we're in Union County now. I was in Anderson County is where I grew up.
Yeah.
In Lake City, Tennessee, which is now known as Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, and when I'm out here on the lake, I really like to. I'm a huge spinnerbait guy. I love my spinnerbaits. I've caught a lot of fish on spinnerbait, and I'm kind of a believer in them. And sometimes I go out and I don't so much believe in them when I get back. But
They don't take but one good hit on a spinnerbait to make you believe in them again.
Oh yeah, big time, especially on this lake. This lake's a huge spinnerbait, Alabama rig buzzbait lake.
Yeah.
So I think we got one of the prettiest lakes, in Tennessee.
You do have. I've fished all over everywhere. And of course, I was raised up in some beautiful country up in the Ozarks that's got some good lakes. Table Rock and Beaver and Lake of the Ozarks and just some great lakes up there. Truman. And I want to throw this. You keep talking about the Alabama rig.
Yeah, there
Let's
we
just
go.
show folks how it works. This is a very popular lure in a lot of lakes right now. I guess it probably started up down in Alabama somewhere. That's why they call it the Alabama rig.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. In Tennessee, you can only use three.
Yeah.
But in some states, you can use two more.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have 5. But what it does, it simulates a whole herd of minnows swimming by. And I tell you, if you have a fish hit something, man. Because you already got all that weight on there.
Right. Yeah, it's a good rig. Real good rig, Alabama rig is.
I first used it down in the Alabama, down on the Tennessee River and some of those lakes down there. Of course, Tennessee River, the Clinch, I guess, runs into the Tennessee, doesn't it?
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes several lakes too, doesn't it? Clinch.
From Norris Dam, it dumps into Melton Hill Lake,
Yeah.
and then so on from there.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a good day fishing, a good day on the water. It don't matter if you catch anything or not.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
the first thing I learned about fishing.
Correct.
If you're going out just because you want to catch a fish, then you're wasting a lot of the beauty of the great outdoors and the peaceful setting, just being out there on the water. Man.
Putting unnecessary pressure on yourself.
You bet.
Yeah.
So it's been wonderful. I appreciate the invite, and hope we get to come back sometime.
We definitely appreciate you coming. Like to have you back. They do a little trout fishing.
Well, I'd like that. Yeah, you bet.
So it has been a real good day, out here fishing. We got a few, and what do you say you head back to the Derrick Beeler Outdoors front porch and you do us a little tune?
Well,
Would
we'll
you like
do
to
it.
that? Good deal. That's where we'll head.
We'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of folks, Derrick, think that country music started in Nashville. Nothing could be further from the truth. East Tennessee is the answer. Not too far from where we're at today, here along the Norris Lake area, up in Bristol, Tennessee. A good group by the name of the Carter family. Kind of started it all. I was standing by my window one cold and rainy day when I saw that hearse come rolling to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, I told that undertaker, please drive slow, for that precious soul you're carrying, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky, in the sky, Lord, in the sky. And while they were there, they wrote a few more songs, started recording them. Other country singers and pickers around the country started writing songs, and country music just kind of grew. Yeah, like moss on the tree. It just grew, stayed there. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help you every day. It'll guide you on your way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's mighty brave. We must make that run successful from the cradle to the grave. Watch the hills, the fields and tunnels, never falter, never quail. Keep your hand up on the throttle and your eye up on the rail. And keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help you every day. It'll guide you on your way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. Just like a blind man I wandered in sin, I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then like a blind man that God gave back his sight, praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I'll keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help you every day. It'll guide you on your way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. Country music is a good example of the lifestyle that America's gone through the years. It's real. It's about real people. Derrick, I brought you a copy of my new book, or my latest book. I've got another one in the works right now. But anyway, It's my latest book I brought to you called At the Corner of Music Row and Memory Lane by yours truly. I'd like for you to have that, Derrick.
Thank you, sir.
And I also, being a bearer of gifts, brought you some Chuck and Stan's caramel pecan apple butter. Son, if it don't make your tongue slap your eye tooth, it is great on a biscuit, I'll tell you. Me and my friend Chuck Lawrence, my partner in our company of classic country foods, puts that out. I want you to try that for breakfast, son. You're gonna love it.
Thank you very much.
You showed me a good time up here. We didn't get in no trouble. We acted halfway decent, and got out there to enjoy God's beautiful outdoors. And your show was mighty fine, I want to tell you. Derrick Beeler Outdoors, it's going to be fine, son. You just keep on keeping on. And I hope you'll have me back sometime. You know, I'm not even learning another song by the time. You can't tell. This morning, along a lonely highway, I thought I heard you call my name. And I remember all the love we shared long ago. I recall the day I left you. You wondered just how long this love would last. I said the first day, you don't cross my mind even once. Then I know the love I thought would last forever is gone. But I don't know when that will be, 'cause memories still haunt my mind. And I keep running, searching for the dreams I left behind. I'll keep clinging to your memory until that day I find, well, it's the first day. You ain't crossed my mind, not even once. The love I thought would last forever is gone. And on that positive note, we'll ease on. That's a song I wrote back in one of my hurting years, a long time ago. I've been happy a long time, but I was pretty down on that song. But anyway, country music, it's about life. It's about real people. Appreciate y'all supporting it.
Stan, I want to thank you again for coming on the program. That was a wonderful, wonderful melody of songs.
Well,
that was
you,
excellent.
Brother. Thank you. It's just old country music, man.
And
it's about real life.
And we definitely got to have you back sometime in the future.
I hope you do.
Also, want to thank Midwestern Trucks. If you want to get yourself one of these hats, Midwestern
Man's
Trucks.
got to have a good hat. And that's
good hat.
a good
like
looking
you mentioned
hat.
earlier,
That's
good
a
hat.
good looking hat.
And if you want one of these hats, MidwesternTrucks.com, you can get yourself one there. Be sure to check those guys out. And if you're ever in Clinton, Tennessee, traveling down Highway 61, be sure to stop the old peddler shops right here where the front porch
I
is
love
located.
it. I'm going to go through this place like Sherman went through the South. All right.
There you go. There you go. And we definitely want you back, but I got to ask you next time.
All right,
Can I drive your boat next time?
No, you can't.
When the sun comes up in Tennessee, There's no telling where he'll be, maybe on some bayou way down in Louisiana. Somewhere off the Florida Keys, fishing in the deep blue sea. No walls are gonna hold him, he's an outdoor kind of man. Derrick Beeler, Derrick Beeler, outdoor.
If y'all like what you saw today, be sure to check us out on Facebook, like us, follow us, and share us. Also, you can keep up to date with everything Derrick Beeler Outdoors is doing right there, and also our website, www.derrickbeeleroutdoors.com.